All right, folks, welcome back to the best smelling fraternity in the planet, the Fragrance Fraternity. If you want to be a part of this fraternity of Sillage, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, and you can join in on the fun. So today we got a weekly rotation video. I haven't done one of these in a while. Trying to get back into it, trying to get consistent with it. We'll see how it goes. But for this week, we're going January 5th to the 12th. I got some amazing fragrances. You guys can find out exactly what has been sprayed here at the fraternity, what is being put to use. Let's get started here with Lattafa Mahir Legacy. So quite a bottle, quite a look here, as you may be thinking to yourself when you first see this one. So we had a big game last week. My team, the Denver Broncos, were going up against the Chiefs. We needed a win to get into the playoffs, so I figured we needed all the mojo that we could use. So the horse's head was called upon to get us a win into the playoffs. And don't be confused, I do like the Rams too. That's kind of my NFC team, but for those of you that know, I'm a Denver Broncos fan because that's where I grew up. Anyway, Mahir Legacy is a nice alternative to Parfums de Marly Sedley. I find it comes very close to it and really kind of eliminates the need for me to get Sedley. I'm pretty happy with this. Good performance here, really projects on, is pumping off the skin for many, many hours. So you can do this, wear this as a daily driver if you're looking for something affordable and a fresh kind of blue Ambroxan type of forward fragrance. This is going to work for you. Got a shower gel smell. It's got a little bit more of a maturity than maybe some of the other offerings from the fresh side of the Parfums de Marly smell-alikes. But you're going to also get a little bit of lime citrus here in the opening that really brightens it up, and it's a really nice fragrance overall. I find it a little bit spicier than the original, and maybe not quite as good on the ingredients, but it does actually last a long time for being such an affordable fragrance. Mahir Legacy, probably one of Lattafa's best. And then later that night, I usually wear 2 fragrances a day. Went with Commodity Milk Plus, a beautiful gourmand, kind of a newer acquisition. Really stoked about this one. Gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it. Definitely going to be for more people who enjoy the sweeter fragrances here. If you ever want it to smell like a marshmallow, you can do it with Milk Plus. I know. That's something that you've been really thinking about a lot in life, is wishing you could smell like a marshmallow. Well, we can make your dreams a reality. If you check out Milk Plus from Commodity, American fragrance brand, very much a projection monster. This one is full on beast mode. It's got this vanilla, kind of cake-like sweetness, very thick, very creamy, very much a marshmallow type fragrance. So Milk Plus. All right, next day, during the day, I decided to go with my favorite tea fragrance, one of the most beautiful tea fragrances out there. This is Nishane Wulong Cha. Just the perfect medley of green tea with a bright citrus domination. Just beautiful citrus here, high quality, puts me in a great mood, really uplifts me. It's kind of a great way to start your day with a really nice citrus blast from Wulong Cha. If you enjoy these green tea type fragrances mixing with the citrus, these kind of refreshing type of aromas, definitely check this one out. This one, every time I wear it, brightens my day and just kind of is a mood enhancing type of fragrance. It may do the same for you. Definitely on the unisex side, so any ladies watching, you can definitely check this one out as well. Wulong Cha from Nishane. And then later that night, decided to go with this bad boy. This is Zaharoff's signature Aurum. Beautiful plate on this 4-ounce bottle. Absolutely stunning. This is the best honey fragrance out there. Just photorealistic honey, like an organic, high quality honey smell that is also mixing with a beautiful cinnamon as well. It gives it a bit of a spicy nuance to it. Doesn't dominate. Perfect blend here. You do have to like sweet fragrances. I was overspraying the heck out of this one and it wasn't choking me out, which really speaks to the quality here. I probably sprayed it 40 times throughout the night. I know that's pretty crazy, but I just couldn't get enough. Was wanting to continue to indulge in this beautiful honey, especially that opening. It was just magical, and everybody around me was enjoying it thoroughly. So signature Aurum from the House of Zaharoff is just a fantastic honey, the best honey fragrance I've tried. All right, next up for the next day, we went with Mancera's Cosmic Pepper. This has a similarity to Chanel Allure Homme Sport. If you're familiar with that profile, it's got a very much a citrus and woody type of combination going on here. And this one features pink pepper more prominently. So, Cosmic Pepper, you think very peppery, and it is peppery, but in pink pepper, not necessarily like a black pepper type of way that you may think with a name like Cosmic Pepper. It does have a bit of a sweetness here. It is a bit of a sharp fragrance. So if you're, into these very smooth, rounded out, very, low key type fragrances, this is not going to be that. This is very sharp, very aggressive. You will be smelled. It lasts a long time. It is a Mancera. Performance is phenomenal, as is the case with Mancera. And yeah, possibly too sharp for some. Even at points when I was wearing it, I was thinking, this is pretty sharp fragrance, but I don't really mind that. Sometimes I prefer these kind of bold fragrances with some nice character to them. So if you like that Chanel Aurum sport profile, if you're into the woody citrus type fragrances, definitely get your nose on Cosmic Pepper. If you find you really love it, it may be a signature scent for you. You could wear it every single day in all 4 seasons. Not going to have any problems cutting through the cold with that. All right, and then later that night, this is kind of a newer fragrance to my collection, kind of a quirky bottle here again, but this is Bad Boy Carolina Herrera Cobalt Elixir. Quite a long name as well. You're going to get a beautiful kind of plum sweetness here. It doesn't list it in the notes, but the original Cobalt did list that plum, and it does carry over. You can pick up on that fruitiness, which is coming from the plum. It kind of gives it a unique twist to it. You do get also this truffle note, so it adds a bit of depth and nuance. The original Cobalt was just kind of like a blue shower gel fresh scent, and although it did smell great, I find this one to be a little bit more interesting and that much more worth owning if you already kind of have a lot of blue fragrances, which if you're into this for a while, you'll tend to accumulate them if you like fresh scents. So a bit more vanilla here. You still get a nice blue shower gel type feel, but it's woven in beautifully with more vanilla and truffle, and that plum fruitiness really sets it over the top for me. So beautiful dispersion here through this atomizer as well. Actually one of the best I've ever encountered. So Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir from Carolina Herrera. Been loving that one. I've been wearing it a lot lately. Probably my favorite, if not one of my favorite releases from 2024. All right, let's go now here to what I would consider, I guess, my signature scent. It's kind of hard to have a signature scent these days, but if I had to get rid of all my fragrances, I could only keep one. This is the one that I would keep. This is Parfums de Marly Percival, an absolute stunner. Great daily driver type fragrance. You could wear this with a suit or with a t-shirt. It's got a lot of versatility and use. You could wear this in the office. Everybody loves Percival. Everybody loves the way this one smells. Clean. It's kind of this modern fougere take. It's got somewhat of a similarity to Mont Blanc Legend and Fierce and that kind of style of fragrance. But, instead of giving coumarin in the base that gives it like that old school feel, you're getting, Ambroxan, and you're getting a really beautiful lavender here. So if you just want to, have something that just works every single day, you don't have to think about it. You're going to love the way it smells. People around you are going to love the way it smells. You cannot go wrong with Parfums de Marly Percival. A scent profile that's been done before, but not at this level of quality. So that's what you're really getting with Parfums de Marly. All right, then next up, that night, decided to go with Killian, Born to Be Unforgettable. More of a unique fragrance, not necessarily for everybody, but, Born to Be Unforgettable, that's right. If you like things that are kind of outside the box while, not being too challenging, this is not like an animalic oud or something that's going to turn people off necessarily, but just something a little bit different. It's got this Coca-Cola and lime really are the two things that you're going to smell the most. So lime Coca-Cola, if you want to walk around smelling like a fizzy, sparkly lime Coke, this is going to be the fragrance for you. Perfumed by Alberto Marias, who is known as the king of the freshie. He's had so many hits, and he did a great job on this one. I really like to wear this one when I want something a little bit outside the box while still being fresh and, not too challenging, basically. Yeah, Born to Be Unforgettable. I really like this fragrance. Also came out last year. Mixed reviews on it. I think it's a stunner. I think you should definitely get your nose on it, and you may find that you really love it like I do. Next up, we have the first clone from this lineup. Actually, not the first. Mahir Legacy was the first. The second clone. This is Desert Angel Blue Night. This is inspired by Killian's Blue Moon Ginger Dash. So that fragrance is, $250 plus, and this one, it's a good replacement for me. I find it's close enough. I have smelled the real thing, and this is like $35. So better quality than you would expect. Usually at a $35 price point, it's hit or miss. I'm really okay with the quality here. I think it's very wearable. You get a nice Ambroxan that gives it this freshness, this modern freshness, and you also get ginger, obviously, and you also get kind of a green mintiness going on here. Not as much of a green mintiness as you would find in Moscow Mule, which is another inspiration of Blue Moon Ginger Dash. But I actually prefer the blend here compared to Moscow Mule, and I do find them quite similar. Not the best performer, I would put in that average category, but as far as the price and the smell and the overall closeness to the Killian, I think this is a great bang for your buck, and I've really been enjoying it. I think as the temperature goes up in the summertime, I'm going to even get more use out of this one. It is quite a summery fragrance at the end of the day. So this is Desert Angel Blue Night. Pretty nice hefty bottle here. Decent cap. I think the presentation overall is really good. Actually, this atomizer is fantastic. Surprisingly good. So this is a clone that not many people have been talking about. So want to give it some light here. Anyway, next up that night. Don't know why I wore this as a nighttime scent. This is really a daytime scent, but none of it really matters, right? Just wear whatever the hell you want at the end of the day. French Riviera from Mancera. Kind of went summery that day, I'm realizing, but if you like these kind of, citrus and white floral fragrances that aren't overly feminine, really this one is just one of the best white floral citrus fragrances that I have personally smelled. You're getting this big Tailleur flower. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but if you want to feel like you're floating alongside the French Riviera, it kind of puts you in that vacation mode, just floating along, not really worried about anything, zero stress. French Riviera will put you in that mindset. Maybe not a fragrance that'll blow your mind, but it's just a vibe. People have said that about it, and it's absolutely true. It puts you in a certain mood and a certain in a vacation type of a mood. So this is kind of like a vacation fragrance. It does have a little bit of that sunscreen vibe as well working in. So Mancera French Riviera. Next up, we have 2 more days of fragrances. Stick with me here, people. We got Alexandria Ferocity up next. If you want to smell like vintage Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, if you remember walking through the mall and just getting blasted with that beautiful aroma and you want to relive those memories, this is going to be your best bet. I've tried a lot of these Fierce type scents. I'm a big fan of this profile. It's a profile that I've pretty much enjoyed my whole life, and I think I will for the rest of my life. This one gets you very close to that vintage smell. And also the performance is fantastic here. These Alexandrias are X-rays. Had to go with the 100 ml. This is the only 100 ml Alexandria that I own. I've already put a good little dent in it. And I found myself wearing this one maybe once a week, this or Percival. Or sometimes, like in this case, I'm going to wear both. So love this profile. Always will. Everybody pretty much loves it. It's kind of known. But you got to know. You got to know Fierce, right? So Alexandria Ferocity, if you want to get that OG Fierce performance. All right, that night I wore a very special fragrance. It's my most expensive fragrance. This is Precious Treasure from the house of Zaharoff. Woody, musky, and a little bit waxy like a candle. Never smelled a fragrance that had this candle wax type smell going on here. You do pick it up here. Opulent and luxurious are the 2 words that really come to mind when wearing this. You can wear this as a daily driver. It's not super challenging. It's just a really great woody, kind of musky, and a little bit waxy fragrance for men that lasts a long time, but really is more of a skin scent once you get past the 2 or 3 hour mark. It does perform, but it doesn't necessarily project like a monster. It is made to be, an office fragrance, a professionals type fragrance, something you could wear to work every single day. And that was in mind when it was perfumed. So Precious Treasure, this one is coming out again in a different presentation, so it will be still on the market if those of you who want to try it and get your nose on it. Fantastic woody and musky fragrance that you can wear every day as a daily driver type scent. All right, last day of fragrance here. So I've been kind of putting this one off for a while, wanted to get it back in the rotation, kept putting it off, but finally was able to throw on Bohemian Lime from the house of Goldfield and Banks. A great fragrance house out of Australia. They make all their fragrances with a lot of natural ingredients and really high quality. That's kind of their shtick. And you can get these in discounters like right at $100. So very great bang for your buck type thing going on here. And they have a certain brightness and effervescence to them that other brands just don't quite capture. If you want to smell like a Sprite, if you want to smell like a soda, if you ever had that, desire to smell like a bubbly beverage, this is going to be the closest thing that I can recommend to you. Definitely more for the summertime, but again, I wear whatever I want whenever I want, so you probably should too. Bohemian Lime, definitely a beautiful scent if you want to smell like a Sprite can. And then last fragrance. Thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end. You guys are the real ones. This is 212 VIP Black. Where the heck is the front? Right there. 212 VIP Black. you know, a vanilla fragrance, but a little bit different than maybe you're typically used to. It's got this black vanilla. It's got a bit of this absinthe note as well that gives it a slight booziness. Now, nothing over the top, nothing crazy, but you do get a little bit of this like black licorice type smell here, which makes it really interesting for me. And once it dries down, really the vanilla is what dominates this fragrance. But certainly more of a youthful fragrance, has great performance, good for going out, it's good for cooler nights. And if you're into sweet designers, definitely one you want to maybe get your nose on. It's been out for a while. You can find it at a good discounted price. Magnetic cap, as always, with these 212 fragrances. And yeah, just one I find myself coming back to a lot, especially when I'm going out, night on the town, going out to dinner. This is definitely an evening time, stepping out type of fragrance when you want something a little bit on that vanilla sweet side with a little bit of, you know, absinthe and licorice, maybe something with a little interest and intrigue to add to your vanilla sweetness, right? So 212 VIP Black from Carolina Herrera. All right, that's going to be it. 14 fragrances. We flew by them. I appreciate you guys sticking with me all the way to the end. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to join the Fragrance Fraternity, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed learning about some of these fragrances. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and also let me know in the comments what you wore this past week. Love to hear about it. Have a great night, guys. Take care. Bye.